Oops. Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to make a really quick, like 2-minute video about case and lead queues. Now, queues are a really efficient way to basically not have to immediately assign, based on rules or just arbitrarily, cases or leads to specific users. Now, one of the reasons I like to use queues is because it also gives you as an administrator and someone who's pulling reports out of Salesforce a better idea of sort of how the flow of work is going. And generally, it seems to me that users, whether they're pulling cases or leads, they would prefer to pull their own, those that interest them more, rather than having them be assigned. So those are two good reasons to use queues. I'm going to show you how to set them up really quickly, and that's it. Let's get started. All right, so first step as always is just to log into Salesforce. And within my search, I'm going to search groups, and I'm actually going to make a public group here for my sales users. So I'm just going to call it sales users, and I'm going to add 2 members to that group. I'm going to search for users here, and I'm going to add myself and Sarah Sales to this group. So I'll go ahead and save that group. Now I have a group that I can reference that is actually just a group of users. Now I'll go and click on queues on the left, and I'll create a new queue. I'll give this queue a name. I'm going to call it my lead queue, and I'm going to give it an email. I'm going to use sales@sfdc.guide. This could be an email list even. And I'm going to choose lead as my selected object. And instead of choosing individual users, I'm going to choose that group that I created. So now anytime I add a user to that group, it'll automatically have access to this queue. So I'll go ahead and save my queue. And now what I need to do is I actually need to create an assignment rule. So I'll go ahead and I'll type in assignment, and I'll select lead assignment rules, and I'll click new. Now I just need to give this rule a name, and I want to base this rule on revenue. So I'll call it revenue size. And within that new assignment rule I've created, I need to create some rule entries. So let's choose the annual revenue. And let's say if it's less than or equal to $1 million in annual revenue, we will have that lead automatically routed to the queue. So I'll set up that rule, and then I'll select the queue. Now I'm going to select that queue I just created called lead queue, and you can see it appears right there. And the last thing I need to do is I need to actually give it a sort order. So I'll just say 1. It actually doesn't matter in this case. So I'll save that. And I need to create one more rule entry here, which is actually if it's more than $1 million in lead revenue, annual revenue, I want to automatically assign it directly to myself. So I'll select a user, I'll find myself, and I'll go ahead and save that. All right, last but not least, we didn't actually activate this assignment rule yet. I left it unactivated while I was building it, which is in general a good practice. So I'll click on edit, and I'll click active, and I'll save. All right, so last but not least, let's go ahead and test our assignment rule. And let's test it by just going ahead and creating a new lead. So you can see by default, the lead owner is Luke Manager. Now I'm just going to fill out the required fields here, and I'm going to make sure to fill out that annual revenue because that's what my rule is based on. I'll just set it to 500,000. So with that amount, it should go to the queue. And I'll make sure to check assign using active assignment rule. Now when I save, I'll see my lead owner actually is the queue, and I'll see an update posted in the chatter feed reflecting that. All right, so that's it. Super quick. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was useful to you. If it was, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, as always, in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.